Mushoku Tensei, or Jobless Reincarnation, Season 3 has already been announced, which is great because the series is finished. So there's no real reason to delay. But also, it's going to be the best season of the series. I saw a lot of people online talking about how slow Season 2 was, and I'm assuming they mean the first half of Season 2. And the way that the story is structured, I kind of get why it might feel that way. But the structure of the story, once you've read the whole series, is that Season 1, which covers books 1 to 6, is really your introduction to the world. And you get introduced to the history, you get an introduction to the characters, to the magic, how it works, to the different languages, to the geography, because they get teleported and have to travel halfway around the world. The first core of Season 2 in particular is what really sets up the rest of the story for the whole series. Obviously, there's plenty of character stuff in Season 1, but Season 1, I think, does a pretty good job of having Rudius be set up the same way as he was in his former life. You know, he's still kind of a pervert about his mom. He's still kind of a dick to his dad and not really respectful. There's a whole debate about whether or not it's okay for him to be attracted to Eris and all that sort of stuff. In the books, you get some weird comments and thoughts about his sisters. But that's also, again, the setup for the theme about the entire journey that he goes on as a person. I think part of what makes the series so different is that he starts off as just such a fuck up and a super terrible person. And a lot of isekai in anime, you get the self-insert OP harem stuff. And to me, if this one is a self-insert by the author, then the insert is clearly more about regrets and getting another chance at life, because obviously this is something that doesn't happen for us. Like I was saying, Season 1 is your introduction to the world, and Rudius is a bad person. Season 2 is really your setup for the story in the beginning of his arc. You can even see the differences with obvious things like how he treated having sex with Eris versus how he treated it with Sylphie. Obviously, his focus shifts from being like a pervert with Roxy to wanting a family. And obviously, even when he can have Roxy, it's completely shifted from lust into much more mature and adult feelings, despite the fact that he's already at Sylphie and all that. It's complicated by his own regret that he feels like a failure as a husband already when he just got married. So Season 2 is really where you get the beginning of him becoming a better person throughout the series and really prioritizing what he should have in his past life and this one. What makes Season 3 the best season? It's going to cover books 13 to 18 if it goes at the same pace. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to squeeze in book 19 also, because the series is 26 books. So 7 for Season 3, 7 for Season 4, and that would wrap up the whole thing. But what makes Season 3 so great is that now that all the pieces are in place, this is where you get your big action scenes. This is where you get your big plot twist. Characters that you might have been missing for a while will come back. Some characters that have been mentioned about being important in history will finally show up. I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to spoil anything for the anime-only crowd, but the biggest twist in the series, to me, is going to come in this season. Once it does, that's when the story gets really hyper-focused on one specific direction. And this season will also help to further realize for everybody that even though Rudius is pretty OP compared to most people, there's still a lot of people in this world far more powerful than him. Again, I think that's part of what makes this a unique isekai, is that he's not just strolling around, blowing everybody away. Like, it's not just his world to rule as he sees fit. So you get a lot of really intense action scenes pretty much from this point on in the rest of the story, because he's always dealing with people who are really powerful. And the author does a really good job, too, of having characters go their own way and come back, and it makes them feel way more human, like they have their own lives, along with the fact that they all have things that they can contribute, because he's not just doing everything himself, and no one person is enough to just dominate everybody. So I'm going to leave it here for this one because I can't get into spoilers to really go into the stuff that I like. But if you've enjoyed the first 2 seasons, then you should definitely be pretty hyped for Season 3. And if for some reason you stopped watching at Season 2, I would recommend picking it back up before Season 3 comes out. If you've read the light novels, let me know what you think. Or if you're just excited for Season 3, I try to respond to all the comments that aren't just insults. Like and subscribe and all that shit. Thanks. See ya.